Some might say that you become addicted to social media, which can be bad for developing minds, because mental health issues. But that isn't the site's fault, it's your fault. If you spend too much time with your eyeballs glued to a screen, that is only you. You are just becoming addicted to social media.
It's all my fault.
TikTok earns approximately £2.28 million per hour on average from user activity. Yeah, it's your fault that you're addicted. TikTok is not putting all of its manpower towards trying to increase the amount of hours that users spend on TikTok. No, it's your fault. And Meta has no incentive to try and keep you on Facebook and Instagram for as long as possible. No, it's your fault for getting addicted. Not when they're making only £1.21 million per hour based on user activity. It's 100% your fault, even though Facebook's founding president, Sean Parker, admitted that the platform was designed to exploit human psychology. Azar Raskin, who invented Infinite Scroll, likened it to behavioral cocaine sprinkled over interfaces to keep users hooked. And yeah, it's your fault for being addicted. Nothing to do with the social media companies. There seems to be a common perception that social media is bad for society, that it's ruining our mental health, that it's blurring the lines between truth and falsehood, that it is increasing peer pressure and causing depression, and worst of all, that it is threatening society as we know it. However, I don't currently agree with that. Here are the few reasons why I think social media causes much more good than harm. First of all, social media is a community where we can all learn from each other and share our thoughts and feelings. If we use social media, it's a fun way to express ourselves and share knowledge. Using social media also provides amazing market research for companies. So that sounds like a great deal for you. You can spend hours of your life wasting time scrolling through TikTok, liking, sharing, commenting, endless hours of your life wasted to feed those benevolent algorithms so that they can provide more and more data to the big tech companies so that they can target ads more precisely to users. Okay, I get what the guy's trying to say. It's market research, it's data. Everything on social media is all about collecting data. But when I used to work in the digital marketing industry, and I still do, the main use of this data was to target ads. That's it. They learn everything that you like, everything that a group of people like, and they connect it all in a big web. And they basically find out what everyone is interested in. And that way they can target ads, or people like me who run ads. I used to be an advertiser. I can use those data points to target ads to you. That's all the market research is. Social media helps people stay connected. When before you might see your family members once a year, you can now stay in contact with them every day. Social media brings people together. Yeah, the world really seems like it's way more together than it was before. I honestly believe that social media does the exact opposite. So when I quit social media 4 years ago, I can tell you that I did not stay in touch with a lot of people, mainly through Snapchat, because I didn't have Snapchat anymore. I wasn't snapping people and messaging all these random people that I didn't even really care for that much. So in that way, yes, I am now a little bit more disconnected from lots of people. But guess what happened? I got closer with the people who I actually cared about, my close-knit friendship group, my family. All of that got closer together because I wasn't spending time talking vacuously to random, basically strangers from like school who I don't even speak to in person anymore over Snapchat. This meant that I could have more meaningful conversations in person and have more real moments with people, which is kind of more important, I think, than just staying connected with as many people as possible. In conclusion, social media does unarguably cause harm, but my argument is that it helps us more than it harms us. And over time, as we learn more, we should actively manage its controversial effects. What do you think? I think that's bullshit. I think saying that social media does more good than harm is, one, false, and I really don't think it's a matter of opinion at this point. I think most people agree that social media does have its benefits. Like I say, when I used to be an advertiser, we used to advertise through social media, which is really good for the companies as a marketing tool, but for people, it's harmful. It means that you get exploited based on what you're interested in, and ultimately you get coerced into buying products. And having been on the other side of this and been completely addicted to social media and then gone cold turkey and come off of it myself for so long now, I felt the best that I've ever felt personally without having social media in my life. Many of the pros you mentioned are true. They're also not exclusive to social media. Other internet digital app services are capable of doing those things. Social media is the equivalent of junk food. It's been a couple decades of being online, but we still don't really know what a healthy internet diet really looks like. Should junk food be illegal? No, but can you hold the makers responsible for things like lying about their ingredients or marketing to children? Sure, it becomes a public health issue. This has literally summed it up perfectly. Like, social media is still pretty young. It's only 10 or 12 years old, and no one really knows what healthy social media usage looks like. And right now, no one is acknowledging the fact that social media addiction is actually a problem. Because it's so widespread, it doesn't seem like an addiction. You see, when you have addicts, they're put into little groups and camps. Like, you have porn addicts and gambling addicts or junk food addicts. But because they're a minority of the population, they're separate. They're in their own little camp. But when the whole population of the West, let's say, all shares one thing in common, and that is abuse of social media, complete addiction, spending hours a day scrolling through mindless content, because everyone has the same problem, it's not separate from the masses, and so it's not seen as an addiction. And I feel like that's why I made this channel, is because I've seen that social media is such a big problem for my life and for the people around me, and I feel like people are now starting to wake up and realize what a big problem social media is, but it's never outlined or targeted because so many people have the problem and it's so widespread that it's not seen as a problem. In conclusion, I actually don't think social media causes more good than harm, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. Hopefully this video can just serve as, yet again, another reminder of how nefarious these companies are for stealing your time and attention and profiting off of the prolonged time that they can keep your eyeballs glued to the screen. Again, hope you learned something, hope you found that interesting in any way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.